One thing that I've learned about the human race is that nobody wants to feel like they're out of control. Everybody wants to, when it comes to finance, emotion, relationships, career, life, want to feel like they are doing their absolute best, want to feel like they are on the right path, as you should. People don't want to talk about the spiraling. People don't want to talk about those moments of feeling lost, those moments of completely not understanding what's next. It's an embarrassment. It's questioning. It's shameful. No one wants to tell a person that the presumption of I'm doing good. I got a 100K salary and my house is paid off. I got a family and I own 30 properties. No one wants to tell someone like that, hey, I'm actually a 26-year-old person that doesn't know what I want to do in my life. I'm actually 50 years old and still confused. You don't want to admit that as you get older. You know, when you're a kid and a teenager is cute. It's like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do when you grow up? And that's the time where it's allowed to say, I don't know. That's the time to say all these crazy occupations and not be questioned. Because as adults, we know you're going to keep changing your mind. You're going to change your mind, and it's not an adamant answer. But what do you do when you're out of high school and you graduated and that adult or that friend or that role model comes to you and say, what you want to do? And you're sitting there with no answer. Nothing at all. This doubt of my peers are going off to college and people are starting businesses and becoming millionaires at a certain age, and I'm sitting here like, well, what am I? Who am I? I think the problem is that not enough people are willing to say they don't know as well, that they don't know the right choice. And because of that, so many people do things to make others happy. Because as you're sitting there trying to figure things out, asking for more time, trying to get to the next day, you might have somebody or something breathing down your neck saying, go down this path, do this, take these steps. Oh, this would be great for you. Take this class, travel here, do this. And with all this pressure, with all this advice and information, and you're thinking, oh, well, I'm not doing nothing now, and somebody is giving me answers, let me take them. A lot of people take them to get the person to shut up. A lot of people take them because it's like, fuck it. I might as well do it because I don't have any other goal. I don't have any other plan. And it leads to people doing things that's not best for them, but what's best for the other person. Not realizing that person might be giving you ideas or plans to do because those are things they never did with their lives, so they want to live their life through you. Not realizing these are people that are probably also confused and lost and don't have answers, and just giving you endless information because that's what we are as human beings. We're just people on a planet trying to figure shit out. And because how society was constructed and how things are, there's no open space. There is no safe space to sit there and say, I don't know. I'm not ready. I don't know what I want to be or who I want to be or where I want to be in the next 5, 10, 15 years. But it's like by that age, by the moment you're handed that diploma, by the moment you walk across that stage, it's like you have to have this figured out. You have to know exactly what you want to be at this moment in time as I hand you this paper. And then you have those that go off and try, and then they end up in this debt, swimming, floating, drowning in this debt that they're paying off for the rest of their lives because they thought this was the right answer. Or they might go off to war and they realize, actually, I'm not a violent person. Actually, I don't really care. Or they try not going down the college route and get a minimum wage job, and what happens to them? There will always be someone that will breathe down their neck and call them a bum and call them X, Y, and Z because they didn't go to one of the other places. And then you sit there and think, no matter where you're at on this class system, you will always be questioning yourself. You will always be confused. You will always have those moments in life where you just won't have an answer. And so many people don't have the answer. I searched up, is college really worth it? Like truly worth it? And everybody that went to college said, no, I wish I did something else. Some said yes. Some people went to trade school and said they loved it. But it wasn't a definite answer. There was always people that had doubts. There's always somebody out here in the world trying to please somebody else. And what bothers me is that so many of us are going to get lost trying to make the next person happy, trying to quiet the other person and not trying to pursue what we want. There's so many systems, places that are advising us to go down a certain road, be a certain thing, and never in the interest of the person, but in the interest of where they will land in society. And what bothers me is that we'll be stuck, regardless if it's with a degree and in debt and still not knowing what the fuck we want, or if it's not with a degree, but with this peer pressure of being something that we aren't. What bothers me is that so many of us would never be who we want, whether if it's us holding us back or if it's the people around us steering us to do something else. So many of us are going to feel like we're not enough. So many of us are going to feel like, is my plan or my job or my career or my ideas enough to make it, to support me, to be who I want to be happy? I didn't realize how many adults go unhappy every day for years and years and years of their lives. Because after a certain point of their life, it became more survival than living. It became, fuck it, I just need to get a job. I just need to pay these bills. I just need to pay this rent. Instead of, I need to chase this dream. I need to achieve my goal. It's okay to say you're lost. It's okay to say you don't know. It's completely fine to not know the answers. And I didn't personally felt like that was okay to say until I realized how many people were in the same exact situation as me. Until I realized the facades people put on every single day to seem like they were making it, to give off the persona that they were something that they weren't. And this is what happened for generation after generation after generation of people making others happy. The cycle of not knowing what to do, the cycle of getting yourself stuck, lost into something because of peer pressure, society pressure, of the worry of not being anything, of the worry of not catching up, the feeling of missing out. You don't realize everybody feels like they're missing out on something. Everybody. So many of us, when it comes to life, we look back and just say, I wish things were different. I wish I did this instead of this. I wish I talked to this person instead of this person. I made this decision instead of this decision. I don't care where you're at in life. I don't care if you're 12. I don't care if you're 20. If you're 50. You could be 65 and retired. If you have something in your life that you rather pursue, I don't care if it's a relationship, if it's a job, if it's a road trip or a vacation, but something that you were just like, I just want to do for me, not to make the next person happy, not because society told me to, but something you want to do for you. I advise you to do it, because at the end of the day, all those people that you're trying to make happy don't give a fuck. Regardless if you fail or not, all those people that you're trying to keep up with don't give a fuck. And I'm sorry to be so vulgar, but when you realize everybody is up to their neck in shit, is the moment you realize you should stop caring. I don't care how much money somebody has. I don't care how successful somebody seems. You go to that person you think that is the greatest person on this planet, they will come to you and say they're not. They will come to you and have criticism of themselves. They will come to you and tell you the problems that they experience themselves. Don't look up to somebody. Look up to yourself. Because all those people we think are godly and are successful and that made it probably don't even think half of themselves as what you think of them. I truly feel like life isn't something that is supposed to have an answer. Regardless if it's mortality or finances or love or happiness or mental health. I think the reason we're just here is to experience shit and just do our best to just survive and get to the next day. But I don't think it has an answer. I don't think there's a destination. It's what you make of it. It's what you want it to be. It's not the next person's opinion. It's not society's opinion of what your life should be. Your life should be your life. Period. No questions. But so many people are living for others. So many people are others that they don't even realize that they have their own being, their own sense of self, their own mind, their own soul. Don't live through others to experience what you think life should be. Live through yourself and experience what your life is. If you're lost, if you're confused, if you don't know what you want to do or where you should be, that's completely fine. If you're in a good mental space and you got a good job and a good income and a family and kids and whatever, that's great as well. But don't look into somebody else's garden and envy the apples that took years and years to grow. Don't look at somebody else's car and think about all the money of finances they put into, because even the strongest, even the happiest, even the saddest go through something. It's what you make of life that matters, not what others want you to make of it. Don't let that go over your head. Peace.